Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report. Coming up on the Pro Wrestling Show, the NXT Ring Report, as you see right here, these two men, Tyler Bate, the new NXT UK champion, and Braun Breaker, the WWE NXT champion, face off holding their respective championships. What does this mean? We'll give you the details on what's coming up in the early part. Also, too, Indy Hartwell looking for revenge. Indy Hartwell getting some revenge after Bree Priestley, if we can find her. Bree Priestley made it known that she wants to be NXT Women's Champion. Well, she might have an opportunity that many people didn't see coming that Bree Priestley might see. We'll talk about that. And also too, Wendy Chu is in action. What Wendy Chu emerged victorious. We'll talk about this and all as the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report, and it starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents the NXT Ring Report. Like I said, I'm your host, Kendra Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect on YouTube. And we thank you for watching. Join in that conversation. Use the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Like I said, we're going to get things started with this. Tyler Bate and Braun Breaker, their respective NXT brand champions. Well, we know Braun Breaker has been an impressive NXT champion as of late, taking on all comers such as Dolph Ziggler. Who else? He just took on who did Braun just beat? That dude, JD Madonna. Braun has been impressive. Dolph Ziggler. You name it, Braun Breaker, even Tommaso Ciampa win his first NXT championship. Braun Breaker has been impressive. Well, now Braun Breaker has meet his match against a sensation that won the NXT championship, the UK version of the championship. And his first run, Tyler Bate, was 19 years old when he first won his NXT World title at 19 years old. That's amazing. Impressive feat by Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate and now Braun Breaker. These two men will meet at the next NXT special when worlds collide. We heard the aftermath of what's going on with NXT UK. NXT UK won't be no more. NXT UK will be NXT Europe going forward. And I guess we'll just have to see how that's going to play out eventually. As we can tell and see how all this is going to come around and come about. We just have to wait and see how it's going to play out eventually in the brain. But we know NXT UK, NXT brand now of itself will be no longer. No, okay. NXT brand no longer seek retribute, as you can tell, as you can see. These two men pride themselves to be the best what they can be and how they can, how they see themselves in the corner. These two men meet tonight. So we got an exhibition. What can we tell and what can we see tonight between Braun Breaker and Tyler Bate? Both men will put their championship on the line, their respective titles in that unification match that everyone thought we never would see, but we're going to see it. We're going to see it between these two men. These two men will battle for the coveted. Who's going to be the undisputed NXT champion between these two men? We'll see. Also, too, we tell you that Tyler Bate was in action as well. We'll get to what Tyler Bate was up to later on in the show. No, well, Tyler Bate has something to prove. He wants to prove it inside that ring, little ring. We'll get to it. Tyler Bate, a champion among champions. Don't want to mess around with, play against when it comes to Tyler Bates wrestling power. Um, Also too, what what else we can talk about on the NXT Ring Report? Um, we can talk about this. We didn't see this coming. Dexter Loomis and Indy Hartwell have been sparking romance rumors. We know Dexter Loomis have returned back. He's on the Raw brand now, kidnapping the Miz. I don't know for what, but Dexter Loomis made his return to NXT. We thought he was just gonna get Indy Hartwell back, but I guess that's not the case. No, got Indy. They had that brief reunited. What they call it, reunited, and it feels so good. They did. They reunited, and it was understood. And if we can find that footage, let's hope we can find the footage. Okay, there we go. Dexter Loomis and Indy Hartwell reunited, kissed, and we thought Indy was going to Raw, but Dexter Loomis got arrested, and he's going back to. Guess he's going back to Raw. That was just the missing piece of the puzzle that was complete, and Dexter Loomis and Indy Hartwell kind of had that love story, and we'll see. They make a cute couple. I think they're just weird and creepy, but I guess they make a cute couple. But she got a man, but I guess this is for now. They broke up, so I don't know how to set this off. To be honest with you, I don't know how they're gonna do. Also, too, Grayson Waller, welcome Apollo Crews to his the new show. He challenged Apollo Crews to a match. So next week on NXT, Grayson Waller will take on Apollo Crews 1-on-1 next week. And said something about he couldn't. Grayson Waller was saying that Apollo Crews right here couldn't make it on Raw nor SmackDown to each his own. But we'll get to see that match next week. Apollo Crews playing off his Nigeria accent. About he can see premonition. Well, he go 1-on-1 against Grayson Waller next week. Also, too, we see these matches and stuff. Callis versus the Diamond Man in a 6-man person tag. So we'll see Callis versus the Diamond Man next week. Callis making an impact, stepping on everybody they can. And Callis wants to do so and do that. Callis like a vicious group. I'll tell you right now, 3 vicious gentlemen, and you know it's vicious city. We'll see that next week. Also, too, speaking of Brie Priestley, she said she wants the NXT Women's Championship match. She was in the ring with 2 NXT Women's Champions, May Sonorundo from NXT UK and Mandy Rose from NXT. And now Brie Priestley has finally got her wish. She's gonna be involved in a triple threat match for both unification championships. Could Brie Priestley be the one to win and end both reigns of Mandy Rose and Mano Samamoto women's championship reigns and become the undisputed women's champion, undisputed NXT unified women's champion? We'll have to wait and see. Could Brie Priestley be when she said she was going to be a women's champion? Only time will tell on that. Brie Priestley can get the job done. Speaking of somebody getting the job done, Wendy Chu was in action. Wendy Chu won her match over
Daddy's Girl in a pillow fight match to close out NXT. She won by pinfall, so we saw that. She's winning her ways, so no time will tell on that. Also, to Chase University, William Regal's son. He looks like William Regal. He's getting the opportunity now to learn his skills. I guess he's learning like his father. So William Regal's contributions to the ring has been told in both ends. So look for Regal, and probably Regal will come back sooner rather than later. But we'll see that next week. Also, to Liddell Phantasma, we thought he was done. He was going to SmackDown. We thought he was done, and that was it. It turns out that he's not gonna lead them along. He's not gonna lead them by. He's gonna bring them along with him. So it's only right if they're coming to SmackDown and reuniting their feud with Hit Row. I can see it now. Them going against Hit Row and have unfinished business. Who knows? We have to wait and see how that's gonna all play out down the road. But we'll see. But this was the moment right here. Um, Dexter Loomis and what's her name? Annie Hartwell reuniting to celebrate and stuff. It was like a love story come to reality, and it just didn't end well for Indy. But Andy Hartwell's heart been broken, but she'll find somebody. Speaking of somebody, we'll talk about Nick tomorrow. Close Duke Hudson. I didn't even know this, but we'll tell you what's going on with him and what's all these details and stuff going on. This was the end right here. You see all the champions in the ring, the UK champions and the NXT champions. So they're all finna do a contract signing. Who's officiating this? No one, no general manager, or nothing. Everybody just sitting around the table, getting an opportunity now to fight. Even Vince McMahon could have been there since he got free time. He's seeing all the stars he really didn't want now appearing on NXT, Raw and SmackDown. So, well, all I can say is Vince, just get used to it. And two, could Cameron Grimes join Joe Gacy's group? There's been talks about it. So Cameron Grimes could make an impact in Joe Gacy's group. I don't know, but we have to wait and see on how that's all gonna play out. But Cameron Grimes a little bit turd. He got to shave his beard and reform. So that's the only thing. All right, we're gonna reiterate next week. Next week, Paulo Cruz taking on Grayson Waller 1-on-1. Paulo Cruz and Grayson Waller finally getting on at the Grayson Waller trying to embarrass Paulo Cruz and say the Raw SmackDown didn't cut it for him. Now Paulo Cruz had that opportunity next week to get his hands on Grayson Waller. Plus two, a huge six person mixed tag match. Pretty deadly in Last Legend against Grayson Waller and you know who. So we'll see that. But Diamond Man in a another six man tag. Diamond Man against Callis. Look for the upper rising stars of Callis to probably get the victory. Callis want those titles, and they want some titles. They won't go, and they had gold before. They won't go now. We'll see some tomorrow. Let's see, Callis. Let's see that, but we'll see. And also, too, Diamond Man issued a challenge to Grayson Waller if they still got their belts that they want to do a unification match on the belts, on the tag team belts. They're the undisputed NXT tag team champions. So we'll get to see that as well. So and then we'll continue how this play out. Braun Breaker, Tyler Bate. Continue off on what had happened. We'll see it once again. So we'll see what's going to happen next week on NXT. But that's going to end the NXT Ring Report. We're going to end it with this: Braun Breaker and Tyler Bate, two world champions in NXT, trying to unify the belts, and we'll see how that's all going to play out down the road. For me, being Kendrick Dick saying so long, we'll see you tomorrow for the AEW Ring Report. That's going to be a big one. CM Punk and John Moxley. See you then.